Hello, everybody. Jack Olmsted. I'm coming to you from Port Townsend, Washington, and we're going to be talking to Kyle Yates about his match at the Atlantic Regionals last weekend. How are you doing, Kyle?
Doing good. Happy to
Hanging
be on
out,
here.
hanging out in Maryland.
That's right.
How's the weather in Maryland?
It's beautiful. I got to hit with my buddy Ben Johns today. Did a little drilling, and it was nice. It's a little chilly for me,
That's
being from Florida and all, but I like it.
that's right. Do they have fall colors going on up there?
But yeah, it was shocking for me, but yeah, all the leaves are starting to change. So all yellow and orange right now, so it's kind of pretty.
I bet you it's really beautiful. Okay, so let's get right to your match. Now, you haven't watched this yet.
I have not. I usually can remember my matches pretty vividly, but I haven't watched the video yet. So I'm excited.
Let me get this in theater mode, and we'll just get right to it. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. What's going on? Oh, I think I've got it in slow motion.
So we had just won the first game. It was pretty close. What, maybe like 11-8 or 11-7 maybe?
Yep.
Yeah. And I know we didn't really want the second game to be as close as the first one, but it was actually closer.
Now, do you play these guys regularly, Marcus and Mary?
Yeah, I actually have played Marcus and Mary Helen quite a few times. They play with my sister in North Carolina, and I actually played against Mary Helen one of the early rounds of the U.S. Open in mixed doubles. So I'm familiar with playing them in tournaments.
Now you
I
played with
played
your
quite a few little tournaments up in North Carolina.
now you played with your sister nationals last year, didn't you?
I played with my sister at the U.S. Open age mixed doubles last year.
That's right. That's right. The U.S. Open. Do you guys get bronze?
We got gold
You got gold. Okay.
in the U.S. Open, yeah.
Are you going to play with her in nationals?
I was planning on it, but she actually got hurt again, so I'm actually out of a mixed open partner. So I'm taking the day off.
Oh.
All right, so let's see. Oh, there's a little poach. And eye formation for a second.
That's right.
All right, so right there, I just hit two balls in a row, way sharp over to Marcus's backhand. And really, that's just kind of to keep the point neutral. I know if I could get that sharp cross down his backhand, we're still going to be pretty safe. So I think I hit two or three over there and kind of engaged him into a cross-court battle, which is kind of what I prefer, that little backhand cross-court. And it kind of neutralizes both of them. And he eventually gave me a ball that was a little too high. And if you could tell, I did kind of a little slice misdirect towards Mary Helen. I don't know. I don't think she was quite ready for it, and she got it back. She's scrappy. She got a lot of balls back.
Here, you took it off the back,
but couldn't get it down, and so I just slapped the next couple at her, and she kind of got in trouble. But I was amazed at how many balls they did get back the whole match. Really scrappy, really good hands, but they weren't able to get it down into the kitchen enough where we weren't just going to keep hitting it hard back. So they kind of struggled with that, but I was amazed at how many balls did come back.
Can you talk about your serve?
My serve. I don't do much with my serve. I mean, singles maybe, but doubles, I know I just try to hit a good little topspin ground stroke, nice and deep. Not really going for anything crazy. I'm not really aiming for a forehand or a backhand usually, just trying to drive it nice and hard with some topspin.
Oh, is that how you work your serve, is with topspin?
Yeah, so I treat my serve more as like as a ground stroke. I don't think of it any different. You're basically hip firing a ground stroke. So it's pretty simple motion for me, something I can repeat a million times without thinking about it. I can hit serves blindfolded because it's the same motion I do all the time. But I don't get too crazy with my serve, trying to spin it too much. I want it to be pretty simple for me where I don't have to really worry about it. All right, let's see. 102. All right. Behind the baseline. Nice little third shot drop. Moving in. Mary puts it over my backhand, trying to neutralize us. I got no shot, so I obviously just dink it again. Oh, and I go for the Ernie. It was close. Luckily, I don't think my left foot touched that line. But, that was crazy. It hit the net. I went for the Ernie. So, if you notice, I got my dink over towards the sideline. Right. And so I noticed she really didn't have an offensive play. So I knew at best she was just going to dink it. So I figured it'd be safe to start moving for the Ernie. And luckily, she popped it up right by the sideline. And so I was able to reach it. So I went and I really just tried to pop it right down at her foot. And it hits the tape. It hits the top of the net and just drops over. So if you see, she's real quick. She's very fast. So she was moving backwards, kind of preparing for the hard Ernie. And it hits the net and just drops. So she kind of got stuck with her weight backwards. So she couldn't quite get to it. But you see, she actually dives for it just to show. Watch this. Yeah, for it, just to show how what a gamer she is. Yeah, look at that. I think she actually gets a paddle on it, but couldn't get under it enough to get it up. But I was, that's heart right there. That's not a soft court.
She had her hand in the she had her paddle in her hand right to that point, and then she drops it when she knew she didn't have it.
Yeah. I mean, at that point it's self-preservation.
Yeah.
But all right, moving on. So that was we kind of got lucky
by hitting the tape.
Yeah, I mean, ideally it would have been a clean winner, but it hit the tape. I could have easily hit that in the net, which would have been embarrassing. 202. I think we do get off to a quick lead in this second game. I feel like we get a couple more points here, and then they make a comeback. But okay, so again, deep return. Notice they return to me. I want to point on that real quick. So in this match, different from the rest of the matches that day, Marcus and Mary Helen actually returned quite a bit to me, because earlier in the day, the teams were returning to Christine, just trying to avoid me, I guess. But she was driving that third ball hard and low down the middle, and so I was attacking the net and putting away everything that the other team popped up. So the last couple of returns, they actually returned deep to my backhand, forcing us to hit a drop, which kind of starts the point up at the net. So we didn't get a lot of free points off my poaches in this match, where the rest of the matches, I felt like I was able to kind of assert myself early on in points.
Mm-hmm.
So we can let this play out. So I think that was a strategic move on their part. That was definitely well thought out. All right, let's see what Christine does here. Okay, Christine's kind of attacking here. I'm not moving forward yet because I saw Christine was attacking, and if I would have moved forward, I felt like they were going to put it down at my feet. So I kind of stayed back for a second. Boom, now I got the drop down, moved in when I knew they weren't going to attack us. And they're just dinking. They're just dinking at Christine. Patient, keeping it low.
Were you guys trying to stay away from Mary? Was that a strategy?
No, not necessarily. We kind of just played best ball, and by that I mean we just hit whatever came natural. We didn't really target anybody. That was kind of our philosophy all day, really. Christine and I, we didn't feel like we needed to necessarily pick on anyone. We figured we could just play straight up, just regular doubles, and just not have to worry about that element. And I mean, Marcus is a great player too in his own right, so it's not like we would want to pick on him. Anyways.
What's going on here? There we go.
Here, just let it play. Okay. See, can we run it for a second and see where that return came from? Because I got to the net real quick just there. So did they return to Christine? Or did they return to me? Yeah, so watch this. They return to Christine. She drives it. And look where I'm at now. Up at the net. And boom. Now I get a high ball and I start attacking. That's exactly what they did not want to happen. So they finally returned to Christine, and she drove it like we did all day. And luckily, look at that, Marcus finally got that ball down where I couldn't keep attacking them. So that was definitely planned on his part, and kind of kept the point going. Oh yeah, he gets it overhead, misses it long, or yeah, wide, I guess. But I think he should have put that one away.
I think it was,
But
yeah, it was wide.
yeah, but it kind of got crazy real quick, and it got a little behind him. But we popped that ball up, and usually the people that Christine and I play against, we get punished for that.
When you pop the ball up.
Yeah. Usually when our opponent gets a high forehand, we usually lose that point. So that was kind of unfortunate. All right, let's see where they return on this one. I feel like we lose this point. All right, so they return to Christine again, and I think she's going to try to drive this again. And she does.
Into the net.
Right at the top of the net. So all day she was driving those hard and low right down the middle. And so teams weren't getting a clean volley and keeping it down. And so I was just up at the net, just slapping everything they popped up. So I think the rest of the match, they're probably going to return more to me, but we'll see. Just to keep me back. Oh, I think I hit this in the net.
Yep, you did.
Yeah, I just took my eye off it. Good third shot drop. I tried to keep him deep, and I just took my eye off it. Third was a little high, so they're still back. Let's see if they try to drop it again. And that one bounces in the kitchen. Marcus moved up a little bit. Mary Helen couldn't quite get up yet. I hit a drop shot. She gets it. Oh, she throws up the lob. Watch this lob. Lands right on the line.
Not that one.
That was out. That was out. Okay. Later on, I think she throws up a couple lobs that land just like right on the line or just inside the line. And she's good at that. I know she's notorious for lobs. All right, 1-4-2. That's a good third. Look at that bounce. I attacked it while he's still moving in. He hits a good volley, gets it down. It kind of gets crazy for a second. Oh, that's high.
Looks like they're picking on your partner.
Mary Helen kept attacking those. Just the dinks were a little high, so Mary Helen leaned in, took it in the air, and just ripped it right at Christine. And I think she did good. She usually does pretty good at blocking those or hitting them back, but she got those up a little bit too high, and Mary Helen just kept attacking. She's a very aggressive player, Mary Helen Atkins. So quick hands and not afraid to be aggressive at all. Oh, this was a sweet shot. So I tried to return deep to Marcus's backhand, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it just didn't get quite far enough over, or it looks like he might have ran around it to get a forehand. Yeah, he runs around it to get a forehand, and just drives it straight down the line and puts it right on the line. So Christine just lets it go. I mean, if it's going to hit the line, it's hard to – you don't necessarily want to touch it, but that's just a great shot. So they get a free point right there. Marcus just hits a screaming forehand right down the line. I don't think Christine and I thought he was going to be able to make that.
There she took it right down the middle again. And into the net. So that strategy that worked for you all day is working for you here too. She did it right in the middle of the court. Mary couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I think she either tried to drive that or drop it and just hit in the net. But we just assumed that if we could hit the ball hard and low down the middle, it kind of took away angles. And so if it's, I would be able to get a little more involved. If we hit an angle, then they might have been able to hit a sharper angle and keep it away from me. Oh, I think I missed that one.
Yep.
So again, like Christine drives it, they pop it up, and I'm right there with the forehand. I should have put that away. I just got a little too excited, I think, and tried to go for a little too much and just push it long.
That happens.
It happens.
It happens to everybody. Just get too excited.
Yeah. All right, let's see where she returns this. Returns it. Oh, yeah, you don't want to return it short in the middle. I think I'm nice with this one. I hit a drop. She goes over to my backhand and kind of keep me neutralized. I'm patient, so I'm just going to dink it back. Not really in a rush. I think I hit a little too high. She attacks it. There to cover. Marcus rips it again. I think I try to slow this one down.
Right at her feet. That's a great shot.
That's the only play I had. Just get it down. And I think she missed it wide. Yeah. So I was kind of in trouble a couple of shots. They were kind of hitting it down at me, and my only goal was to try to knock that down in the kitchen, kind of neutralize the point. Right there, I'm in no man's land. I'm back. I'm not going to be able to be aggressive from there, effectively. So just get it down, low over the net.
You hit that drop shot to give yourself some time to get in.
Yeah, exactly.
And she took it out. Hits it wide.
5-3-2.
Come on. For some reason, this thing is not responding properly.
No worries. So watching this, you see like the court we're playing on. That's a brand new facility, Griffin, Georgia. I have not played many tournaments in Georgia. Actually, I've never played a tournament in Georgia until now. They just built that facility. It is beautiful. I mean, there was like 20 courts just like that. There were 4 courts under that light, the shelter right behind you,
right here
with the lighting.
Yeah.
There are 4 courts under there. Just amazing facility. They had showers, nice bathrooms and stuff. It was really cool. It's nice to see pickleball growing in the East Coast. Hopefully more facilities like that in the future.
Okay, come on, little YouTube video shortcut keys.
It's okay. Again, fun fact: the ball we were using was the Onyx Pure 2, the one that's supposedly supposed to be illegal at the end of this year. They're coming out with a new one, hopefully. Onyx is.
Yeah.
It's a lot softer and quite a bit slower than what I'm used to in the DuraFast 40. There's that lob.
Yeah, well, let's get this.
And so the style of play is a little different than what I'm used to because the ball's a little slower. So I couldn't really spin the ball as much. I couldn't be as aggressive. Okay, we can play it. So I think at this point they get a couple good lobs.
Well,
and I usually advise against lobbing because if it's short, you're going to eat it. And if it's a little bit too strong, it's out. So it's kind of a risky play. But if you can hit a perfect lob, just inside the baseline, it'll really push the other team back. So right here, I was just moving forward, and she goes over Christine. Just look at that, right inside the line. Perfect lob. I'm trying to get it down. Now we're back. So Christine drives that down the middle, just like we've been trying to do all day. And so I move in to poach, but Mary Helen knocks it away from me. But I'm already committed, so I go get it, dink it, and try to just force them to get the ball down. And look, I'm still trying to neutralize the point. I couldn't get it down, so Christine backed up. I'm backing up. We're still on defense. And now,
So what's that move? So what's that move?
You're
going to move in?
I was going to move in, but I noticed that if the ball had bounced a little lower and stayed below the net, I would have moved in. But I noticed that it bounced higher than the net, so I knew she was going to attack it. So I kind of changed my mind and backed up real quick the last second. So we're still on defense. Christine throws up a good lob, kind of gets Mary Helen backed up a little bit. She hits a backhand overhead, pretty good one. I ripped it at her, hoping she would hit a weak volley. We could drop it. Sure enough, we get a good drop shot from it. It's kind of a crazy point so far, but the whole time, Christine and I are just trying to find a way to get up to the net. And there I finally get a decent drop, I think. We move in. Yeah, look, it bounces. We move in finally. I get another drop. I'm dinking. Just trying to calm the point down. I know Christine and I are running all over the place, so I just want to slow it down for a second. And as soon as we get back up, Mary Helen throws another lob up. Perfect lob. Foot inside the baseline. I turn and try to catch him by surprise and rip it because I see Christine's at the net. So I was hoping if I can get a good rip, kind of catch him off guard, he might pop up the volley or Christine will put it away. And watch what happens. Marcus hits this volley and hits the top of the net and falls over. So it's like crazy point, long, fun point, and it ends from a little net dribbler. So it's kind of disappointing.
It happens.
Amazing how often that happens.
Yeah.
Amazing how often that happens. Yeah. Great points end with something like that.
Okay, here we go. 3-5.
3-5-1. All right, the ladies are dinking. Typical mixed doubles point. Just being patient. That's all it is. You know, just keeping it down low to a backhand because they know they're not going to be able to hurt you from there. Just waiting to see someone change their mind and make a, hit a different shot where you might be able to attack it. Christine, I think Christine just hit that lefty, actually. She's a pretty decent lefty player, actually. Or is it two-handed backhand?
It looks like two-handed backhand.
She hit a couple dinks this match lefty, if you're really, if you watch really carefully. Oh, and she finally hits one in the net. Sorry, that was good patience by Mary Helen. Most of the match, she's pretty aggressive, but she can dink when she wants to. All right, 4-5-1.
No. Hits the tape again.
Yeah, Marcus drove that third ball and nicks the tape and kind of catches Christine up. It's a good shot.
Yeah, but it's
risky.
the net. The net.
Risky, but it's effective. 5-5-1. I feel like they get another net tipper here. I think Mary Helen hits a net tipper here. Yeah, I returned to Mary Helen because Marcus just drove the third ball off the top of the net. So he's feeling good. So I said, I'm going to return to Mary Helen so Marcus doesn't do the same thing he just did. And she hits a nice little third shot roll, and it clips the tape and kind of catches Christine off again.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah, so she hits a little roll, and it just nicks the tape just a little bit, kind of throws off the trajectory, just so you hit the ball just a little bit. And
right.
Christine ends up not being able to react to it. That's just unfortunate. So I think now 6-5-1.
You can see your reaction too at the the nick.
Frustrated probably. Again.
It's like here we go.
Well, it's 2 in a row.
Right.
Not much you can do about that. So move on. Keep playing. 6-5-1. So now already they're up 6-5-1. That's not exactly what we had in mind for the second game. We were hoping to win the second game easier than the first one.
Well, they had that element of luck there, hitting the tape.
Yeah, a little bit of luck, but it happens.
But this is the deck that was dealt you, so you got to go with it.
Yeah, I think she left that ball up a little too high on my forehand.
Oh, well, that's I think that's where you like it right there.
Yeah, I feels good right there. That ball is not coming back.
And got a little frazzled there. Hit a serve into the net. So you guys are stacking here.
We stacked a lot when we were serving. So we knew that if they retreat, drove that ball down the middle, usually I'd be able to get a forehand to the next ball, and so that worked for us all day long. What was different about this match is, look, they just returned to me again, so they were starting to return my backhand, knowing that I wouldn't drive that ball and I wouldn't get up to the net as fast. So that was a strategic decision on their part, where the rest of the teams didn't really try that, and that's just a veteran decision by a couple of players who many times. And I'm very consistent with my third shot drop, and I think they obviously know that, but they were willing to give up that as opposed to having Christine drive that ball and have me poaching and getting easy points. They'd rather me just hit the drop shot and then to start the point up at the net. There, I think I poached on this one. So I knew it. Look, it's 6-6-2. We got to get a free point. Marcus left up a dink high, and I just kind of stepped over and kind of caught him by surprise. Just trying to get a free point real quick. So 7-6-2. And we're not losing this point. I don't think we get off 7 for a few side outs.
That was wide. That was wide. See, look at that.
Oh, she missed her serve.
Yeah.
So I feel like we kind of actually finally got a little bit of momentum after that poach, and Christine missed her serve just barely wide. But that happens. So 6-7-1. I'm here, but I forget how.
Does Mary have a hard serve? Does it come to
some
pace?
Not exactly, especially not with that ball. So like I said, we're using the pure 2,
right?
And it's just slower than what Christine, Barksdale, and I are used to. We're used to playing with the Dura, and it just moves faster. And when it hits, it kind of skids a little. So with this pure ball, when it hits, it actually slows down. So that wasn't really an issue. The power wasn't an issue at all. The ball was kind of moving in slow motion. It was the fact that you couldn't really do much with it. So we had to be a little smarter, a little more patient. And it just kept coming back. Where normally we feel like we'd hit a winner, the ball would come back. Let's see. All right, I think Christine, did I hit the net?
Yep.
Yeah.
She hits it into the net.
Okay, unforced error. Unfortunate. All right, 7-7-1. Great third shot drop. Mary Helen attacked the middle. Christine had it covered, but couldn't get it down. Mary Helen rips it at me. I got it back, but I couldn't get it down.
Well, yeah, that's really amazing reflexes you got right here. It's coming down.
She had an overhead and got it down at my right foot.
Well, it's behind you.
I kind of just stab at it just to get it back. But and then kind of retreated to give myself a little time to get the next one. And she went at Christine instead of me, which was smart because I was back ready. Christine was still at the net, and just didn't have any time to react. So just good offensive play by Mary. 8-7-1 now.
No, that was a great shot right there. Christine,
yeah,
she's taking it right to her foot on the baseline.
Yeah, she had that overhead, and the thing is there on that one, it's like she didn't try to overpower it. She just placed it. So she hit about 80%, but right at Mary Helen's foot. And that's a tough ball for anyone.
Well, look how she bends down. She's bending down so she can smack it.
Oh, Christine, yeah, she bent her knees at the kitchen line.
She bent her knees.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that high, but she brought her body down so she could really give it a good whack.
Yeah. 8-7-2. Nice deep serve. Look where she just returned that. She was like 6 feet behind. Look at it. She's not even on the screen. That's what a good deep serve will do to you.
She's still moving back. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she's probably gonna be slow coming in. And where does Marcus hit that ball? And then Marcus drives at her. Yep. Perfect example. Wow. We're gonna have to watch this point again.
Okay.
All right, viewers. That is what a good serve will do. It pushed Christine back. And Christine's a national champion, great player. A good deep serve pushed her back to make her distance to the kitchen line so much longer. And Marcus recognized this right away, moved up, drove that next ball right at Christine's feet to take advantage of the point right away. That's just a good heads-up play by Marcus. And Christine needed to try to get in, but he didn't really let her. And now we're already on defense. And Mary Helen's hitting overheads at us.
Look how high she gets in the air. She just
jumped for that.
She just really jumped high. She wanted that.
Oh, jeez.
Right in her wheelhouse.
Yeah, I didn't stand a chance on that one. Oh, I get a paddle on it, looks like. I get it back.
You get it back, so you're taking it off you're not letting it bounce, getting it on the fly.
Oh, geez, that was lucky. So somehow I got the first one back, and Marcus didn't quite get all of the next one. I don't think he hit it quite the way he wanted to. And so I was able to knock that second one into the kitchen to get Christine up. Did we win this point? We should not have won this point. Oh, I missed this. That's right. Okay, so we should have. First of all, we should have lost this point right away. But we bailed ourselves out of trouble, got back in the point, and then I get an overhead. And I wanted to make a statement with my overhead, and I just wanted to crush it so hard, and I hit it long. So that's what getting a little too ambitious will do.
Can you analyze your stroke? Why did you get it long? Is it just the power or?
No, well, so if you look at the swing, look how much torque I try to get with this. I snap my wrist back. And I try to like cock back and just snap through it really hard. And for whatever reason, I'm like a little late on it. So I don't get that snap down. And I kind of catch it here before the snap. So I get that like a little bit of backspin on it. So it kind of just sailed long. I couldn't get it. I didn't get it down. It kind of caught it like back too far. And so instead of snapping down, I kind of was late on the snap. And it just had some backspin and kind of curled and stayed up in the air. And I mean, it was only long by a foot or two, but I really needed to get that ball down at their feet. So now they're up 9-7-2, or otherwise it would have been 7-8-1 with some momentum. And so that was kind of a killer there. And so I think they get this next point too, which is even more of a bummer.
So when you're down, are you starting to get a little nervous here?
So, I wouldn't say I'm nervous. Never really does it cross my mind thinking that like, oh, I'm going to lose. But I really didn't want to lose a game. I really wanted to win in 2. If it would have gone 3, then you're on the court for a whole nother game. So even right now, I know it's like, hey, one stop and it's 7-9-1, maybe with some momentum, and we can chip away or steal it from them. So for me, I mean, I've been down. I was down 10-1 in the U.S. Open final once and came back and took the game. So I never really get nervous when I'm behind, but I do know I've got to be a lot smarter and a lot more precise, a lot more consistent. So I play a little safer when I'm down. And see right here, I think they get this point somehow. If I remember, I feel like they get this point.
And there's Christine getting down.
Yeah, good third shot drop by Mary. They move in. They start dinking. Oh, good get by Christine. Off the net. Uh-oh. Oh, that looks high. Oh, Mary's hitting overhead. That's not good.
You're right.
Marcus attacked Christine and kind of caught her off guard. She popped it up, and Mary put it right at my feet. I got a paddle on it, but there's not a whole lot you can do once your opponent gets an overhead.
So that's where you got into trouble right there when Marcus just got in there and poached it, got it back to Christine. She wasn't really ready for it. She got it back, but it went up too high.
She didn't quite shift over far enough after that short little dink, and I think Marcus noticed that. So he rolled his backhand down the middle where there was a gap right there.
Right.
And I should have probably slid over to cover that with my backhand, but also I feel like Christine might have needed to slide over a little quicker. But I don't think she expected Marcus to attack that ball. And I think she got a little late on it. So now they're up 10. So now they're up 10-7-2, and now is at the point where I might be getting a little nervous. I know there's no room for error now. It's literally game point, so you cannot miss. So if they end up hitting a great shot and winning the game, so be it. But I'm not gonna miss. And it doesn't mean I'm playing tentatively, but I might give myself a little more margin on some of my shots. But I don't know.
Looks like
I don't think they hit me the ball here. Oh yeah, Marcus drives the third.
He hits it in the net. Looks like the nerves are coming into to play over on the other side.
Well, a few points ago, he had a good serve, and then Christine was late coming in, so he drove that third ball and caught her back. I think he tried to do the same thing there, but he just hit it too low. So it might have been the right play on his part. He just missed it, luckily. So now it's 7-10-1 on our serve, and I don't think we get a point here. I feel like we get another side out, if I remember. All right, so I serve it. What does Mary do with this return? Does she go to me or Christine? Okay, so she goes to Christine, but it's short. So I just go in, I take the drop it in the kitchen. Oh, I hit in the net. Oh, that's a bummer. You can't do that. So I went all the way over and stole that from my partner, thinking I was going to hit a nice little easy third shot drop, and I hit it in the net. So maybe I'll leave the next one for her. You can't miss thirds in the net, not when you're down 7-10. All right, let's see if we can recover from that here. See, at this point, I still feel like we can come back and win. I never feel like the game's over. We just got to play 1 point at a time and just play solid. So they return to Christine. She's a little out of position, so she drove that. And Marcus just slaps a forehand at me. And I tried to block it into the kitchen, but I didn't get it clean. And it's just a little bit short. Yeah, right there. It doesn't come off clean. See, it kind of came off the top of my paddle. I just misjudged a little bit. So now it's 10-7-1, their serve.
So she drives it at Marcus, and he's ready. He hits it to you.
He's ready. But look where she's at, though. She's behind the baseline, and that's a long way for that ball to travel to catch him off guard. If you're going to drive it, you kind of want to be in the court a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, it didn't work. So side out. They're up 10-7-1. And at this point, I'm mentally prepared to accept losing the game somehow. But I'm not going to give up. But, it's looking like they might steal this one from us. Let's Mary hit this in the net. No, it's a decent third. They still got to move in, though. Now that's a good drop. Christine attacks it, though.
Well, she hit the tape. She comes and hits the tape and it bounces up.
Oh, yeah. So that third shot might have sat up a little bit, so she decided just to be aggressive, and it clipped the tape. So that was kind of a freebie for us.
And look at how Mary, with her paddle, she's up and then she just tries to overcompensate, and it's all wrist, which means it just went into the net.
When it takes a deflection like that, there's not a whole lot you can do. It's just straight reflex. All right, so now that's the third game point for them. 10-7-2 now. Their third game point. Let's see what they do different here. That's actually a really short serve that time. Really short. Christine hits that from just inside the court. moves in. Marcus drives it again. Christine hits just a block volley. Keep it down. Mary hits it to the middle. I take it. I dink it wide to her. Pull her out a little bit. And she pops it up. It looks like Christine's hitting it up higher than the net. Attacks it. Pops it up. Christine attacks the next one. Attacks the next one. And puts it away on Marcus. Yeah, we got real aggressive there.
Look at Marcus, how he gets out of position. He's trying to overcompensate to get that ball. Christine sees him over there.
Yeah, it was like he thought Mary was going to miss it, so he was going to catch it behind her, and she happens to get a paddle on it somehow, and then Christine just redirects it cross court where Marcus isn't. And I don't know if he would have got to it even if he had stayed put anyways. It's a high backhand. She's got to get a little angle on it. But at that point, if we're getting high balls like that, you're in big trouble. All right, so now we get the serve back. So there's some momentum there. We just held them again. It's a side out. They've already had a couple, game points. 7-10-1. If we can get a couple freebie points and maybe make some big plays, we can kind of claw our way back into the match.
That's a freebie for you.
Oh, and just like that, boom, freebie. So, it wasn't a special serve. Maybe she just was a little tight or misjudged the bounce, and just. So at this point, you gotta feel like they're getting a little tight. Now they really got to hold us, and it's 8-10-1. They know how dangerous we are. And let's see, they return it really deep to me. I drive it down the line on Mary, kind of catch it off. Oh, I love this point. Watch this. Boom! So they returned one to me, and instead of dropping it, I said, you know what? I'm just going to fire this down the line. And I just slap a forehand. It totally catches Mary off guard. Look at this. Look at her lunging. She pops it a mile in the air, and I was not going to let that bounce. I just sprinted up there and took it in the air and just pounded it down the middle with authority. And now 9-10-1 with some momentum after that. I'm feeling really good after that. They're a little tight. I can smell another freebie coming.
You got the nose for the freebies.
Boom.
Into the net with the serve again.
Yeah.
She did that twice.
Well, look what just happened. I just pound. If you don't hit a good return, we're gonna hurt you. So I think she's thinking of too much, trying to keep the return down. So if you return it a little high, we're just gonna crush it. And I think she just got a little tight and didn't get enough on it and just dumped it in the net both times. That's not like Mary Helen though. She doesn't do that very often.
Well, look at her.
I think they sense victory and kind of came up short and then got tight knowing that we were coming back.
Well, I think your serve, it really took her out of position. See, she has to run all the way over here, and she's running and hitting the ball.
It was a short little angle serve.
At the same time, she's running and hitting, and that's a recipe for disaster. You want to stop and hit. You don't want to run and hit. And she just was running and hitting, and
I might have made an effort to get a little more topspin on that serve. Because it's 9-10. I want a freebie point.
Right.
So I think I put a little more topspin on that serve, and it kind of dipped kind of quicker than she expected. So it ended up being a short serve, and it stayed low. And like you said, I think she got caught moving forward and didn't quite get under it. So I think it just kind of caught her by surprise. So now it's 10-10 and 10-10-1. They got to be kicking themselves for giving up those. Just a minute or two ago. At 10-7-1. And I don't think they get the serve back. I think we end up getting 5 straight. Oh no, we end up losing a point here, but we do close them out on this side out. So they return to Christine, nice and low. She drops it. I move in, looking to poach. Marcus keeps it over to Christine. She's patient. She drops it again. Marcus still trying to keep her back, keep the ball away from me, I think is kind of his objective right now. Is he putting that in the net?
He put it
so
in
he
the
tried
net.
to attack that one. He put it right in the net.
He's going backwards too. He's
stepping
back, and he's trying to push it forward.
Yeah.
Probably trying to do a little bit too much.
Well, you don't really want to attack a ball when you're moving backwards. You're essentially hitting an offensive shot on defense.
And look how low the ball is compared to the net. And this is typical. The ball is below the net, and he's trying to put something on it.
Yeah.
And that's
even if he gets it over the net, we're going to be able to attack it. So I think that was more of a desperation kind of play. I don't think that was a smart decision on his part.
Right.
And he's usually a very tactical player, but I mean at 10-10, I mean they were just at 10-7, blew a side out, and then gave up 3 freebies. And I think he was just trying too hard to steal a point. All right, 11-10-1. I think I go for a big shot here and miss it. Yeah. So that return is high here. High, and I just crush a forehand, and it clips the net and goes long. And I hit that hard. It felt good. It felt really good. And it just clips the tape and goes long. So that was kind of unfortunate. Yeah, that felt really good.
You can see how you torque your body here on this. You just...
Well, I don't have very big muscles, so you got to get the power somehow.
Yeah, so you're torquing your body to get yourself some power. It almost hits Mary in the head.
She's lucky it didn't clip the tape and hit her. Yeah, and hit her. It kind of went right over her shoulder.
Yeah.
And it had so much pace on it, up flying long after it hit the net. So that was unfortunate. If it was an inch higher, I think it would have been really tough for her to handle. So now 11-10-2. I think this is the last point of the match. I don't know. I'm still looking to be aggressive. So right here, I was extremely aggressive on the last point, and it almost worked. So I'm really looking to try to make a big play here. I really want to be aggressive here, but I'm smart. So I'm actually going to drop this one, and I'm going to look to try to create some up at the net. Yeah, look at me run around that. I don't want to hit a backhand. I want to hit a forehand. I try something cute. So I try to go for a lob, and I hadn't lobbed yet this entire match, so I felt like I was going to catch him off guard, and it was short, but she didn't quite get a good enough overhead off of it. And I saw Marcus running forward, and I just kind of popped it at him, and he's moving his body.
Yep.
And so he took a defensive shot and tried to make it offensive, and just couldn't get it down. And I think he just pops it long.
And again,
we didn't even swing it at it.
And again, he's running while he's trying to hit the ball.
He's running forward, and I think I just kind of caught him off guard, and he thought he could make a big play. And it's just not very high percentage. It would have been a big momentum play if he'd have made it, but at championship point, that's not really a time to go for a momentum play. It's more of a time to make a smart play. But cool, good game, 12-10.
12-10. You came from behind.
It was a fun match. Yeah, we had won 5 straight points after being down 10-7.
Okay, well, oops, I'm hitting the wrong function key. There. Okay, we'll get you back on screen. And let's talk about Epic Pickleball before we...
EpicPickleball.com.
Right
so
here.
In January, the Epic Pickleball crew who hosts vacations will be down in the Dominican Republic. And there will be more pickleball vacations in the future. David Kelly and Jirapia, amazing people, and their trips are, luxurious, affordable, and amazing. The trip that I'm going to in January will be at Punta Cana, East Dominican Republic, and I will be accompanied by Matthew Blom, the 2015 Men's Open Doubles National Champion, and Simone Jardim, U.S. Open Triple Crown winner. So there will be more vacations in the future by Epic Pickleball, so keep an eye out.
And how can people sign up? Where's the reservations right here?
Just well, the website is just finally up and running. So if they just go to epicpickleball.com and they can check out all their options and their packages and find something that works for them.
Do you know how many people you're taking? Is there a limit?
There's a solid group, so we'll be down there for about a week, and we don't want, we're not looking for 30 to 40 people. We like our smaller groups, 10 to 12 usually, where we can really give hands-on instruction and work with everyone, because it is a vacation, but people want to get better pickleball. So you've got 3 of the best instructors in the world there, and we want to give everyone hands-on instruction and really make sure everyone leaves a better pickleball player, and probably a lot tanner too.
That's right. You got to work on your tan since you're up there in Maryland now.
Well, I'm still a Florida boy. I'm just here for the week.
So what are you doing to prepare for nationals?
Well, how do you prepare, better than drilling with, the best player in the world, Ben John? So we're just drilling for the week up here. Otherwise, I just go through my usual routines. But I've been on vacation last week or two. My sister just got married.
Oh.
So this tournament in Georgia was more just for fun for me. But it's gonna be nice to get back into the training.
So when you train, do you like train 3 or 4 hours a day?
I don't want to give away my secrets, but I do drill quite a bit in private. I don't play a ton of rec games. I really just more work on my shots, and then when I do get to play rec games, I focus on what I've been practicing.
Are you going to be playing with Ben Johns in nationals?
Not this year. I will be playing with him in the future in some events, but we'll see.
I see. Okay. Very good. Well, thanks so much, Kyle, for spending the time with me. And
thanks, Jack. It was fun.
Hopefully we can do it again. Don't leave. I want to talk to you off camera. So
okay.
We shall see you next time. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us.
Thanks for watching.
All right. Bye. Oh, you want to give the peace sign?
That's fine. How about this sign?